Over the past few days, we've gotten a few brand new cards, and honestly, I wasn't going to be covering them, but a couple cards stood out, so I decided let's put them all into one video. Now, I wasn't originally going to do the video until we got this card, because it kind of forced me to do it, because it's one of my favorite normal monsters from 2002, and it actually finally got a retrain. So let's take a look at these cards, and let's hope they're very good. Out of the new cards, we have one monster, two spells, and one trap card, and first up is one of the cards I've loved ever since I was little. We have Crescent Dragon Mikazuki no Yabi. It is a dark dragon, level 7, attack with 2200 and defense of 2350, and you can only use the first and second effect of Crescent Dragon Mikazuki no Yabi once per turn. During the end phase, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, special summon it, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Kind of like the Strudo. And you could discard one card, add one level 7 Dark Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So there's quite a lot of options that you could do. You can search out things like Epsirouter Dragon, Destrudo, the Lost Dragon's Frisian, even other things like Noctovision Dragon and any Red Eyes monster, realistically. Overall, it's a very good card, and also it's searchable off of things like Magnuma, and you can also grab things like Fantastical Dragon and Phantasme. So realistically, it has a lot of utility, and probably some future implications as well in certain decks. I cannot wait to see what this card actually can do for a lot of the other decks. Outside of Tongue Twister Dragon, we have a few other cards that are all based off of lore, and also realistically, I'm very interested in where they're going to be taking it. We have a card called Blink Out. It is a quick play spell card, and you can target one link monster on the field, return it to the extra deck, and then you can special summon one of the materials used for its link summon from your graveyard. So realistically, you can go target the SP to bait it out. You can realistically target any link monster that baits it out. And that's really nice. So it can also help with OTKs because it's not a hard once per turn, but you have to be very careful not to remove the materials from the graveyard because it forgets the materials if they move because they become a new card. But realistically, it's a very good card because it outs a few things here and there. And overall, definitely a solid card, probably side deck staple depending on how the format goes. Next up, we have a lore preset for Dual Terminal after Fallen Albaz. I feel like they're giving all the lore decks something in return for the lack of over the course of the past few sets, and I really think we might get a Visas one, but we have Metaltronius. It is a quick play spell card, and you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target one face-up non-token monster your opponent controls. Special summon one monster that has two or more of the same type, attribute, and or attack from your hand, deck, or extra deck, but its effects are negated. And if you do, negate the targeted monster's effects. Then if those two monsters have the same name, you can banish both face down. Your opponent cannot activate the targeted monster's effect in response to this card's activation. Realistically, this is a very powerful card. So it's kind of like Small World where you have to think a little bit. But I do have to say that this is another good card to out a few things, because you can summon from the extra deck, so you can target something like SP Little Knight, and you can go, cool, I'm going to summon my own SP, banish them face down, so you both don't have one, and this is where sometimes having a second SP Little Knight can come in handy. But overall, I think it's going to be one of those useful cards coming in another side deck slot. So realistically, Legacy Destruction with two side deck cards, very, very strong of a set. Now finally, we have one last card, which is a trap card, and for those people who really like Odeon from the anime or Bakura, we have one of the most impactful trap monsters getting a retrain, being Zoma the Earthbound Spirit. It's a continuous trap card, and you can only use either the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can special summon this card as an effect monster, Zombie Dark, level 4, 1800 attack and 500 defense, with the following effect. This is also still a trap card. Monsters your opponent controls must attack this card. And if this card is special summoned by this card effect, is destroyed by opponent's attacking monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the double the original attack of that monster, that destroyed it, maximum of 3,000. So realistically, if they attack with something like with Boral Sword, maximum you're going to do is 3,000 no matter what. So seeing a lot of these retrain cards, a lot of new lore, realistically it's very nice and kind of refreshing in a way. This card, on the other hand, is very useful for trap monster decks, and it could also be used in other type of decks depending on what you want to play. But I hope you guys did enjoy all these videos, and tell me what you think about all these cards down in the description below. Anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I was going to do a different video, but this one came first. And I hope everyone has a great New Year's. We are super close to 1,300 subscribers, so if you aren't subscribed right now, hit that subscribe button down below. But I hope 2024 is going to be a great year for content, because I have a few things planned still down the pipeline, and I'm going to be slowly churning those out over the next few months. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider, and see you all in the next video.